We welcome to the show Clare Teal. How's it going, Clare?
Oh, it's going very well, thank you.
Good. I hear you're in the process of making a new album. What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's. I'm just looking at the proofs actually for the artwork as we speak. So I'm very excited about it. I think it's our 11th record, and it's basically a duo album just with myself and the pianist Grant Windsor. And we kind of did it as a sort of an experiment in old style recording, basically by setting up in the same room in a beautiful studio with a gorgeous old piano and some lovely old microphones. And we set up in the same room so there could be no chance of repairing or tinkering or anything. And 2 days later we had over 20-odd tracks, so we've picked our favourite 12 and it's going to be released very, very soon.
What tracks are on there then? What can you tell us?
Well, we've been lucky enough to be given a brand new song by Sir Tim Rice, who is, he's written a new musical which will be out later this year, From Here to Eternity. And I work with Tim from time to time, and he sent me some of the demos from the new show, and I said, do you want me to have a crack at one of these? And one of the songs is called Another Language. I really loved, so it was wonderful to have the opportunity to try something completely new that nobody's done yet.
When you got the 20 songs, was it very hard to choose from them to make the album?
Well, sometimes it can be very difficult. In this instance, I mean, again, it was meant to be as spontaneous as possible. So we knew that we were going to have a go at Tim's song. There were a couple of others that I wanted to have a crack at. But as for the rest of them, we literally took loads of sheet music into the studio, and I was just flicking through books and saying to Grant, do you know this one? Do you know this one? No? Do you know this one? Should we ever go at this one? And that way, we kind of took a basic song that was, written on the page. The arrangements were done, pretty much on the spot. We worked out what we were going to do, set the key, and then off we went. And that way we were able to capture, the spontaneity of what both of us simultaneously were coming up with. So when it came to putting the record together, it was, it kind of, you've got to pick the journey of the album and get the flow right and stuff. So it wasn't actually, in this instance, it wasn't too difficult, actually. It's a very romantic album. It's, a lot of ballads and, old songs and new songs, a real mix of different styles.
Is there a danger of, when you record, of, overdoing it with the tweaking of the music?
There is a danger, yeah, but that's what we've been trying to avoid with this record by doing it, basically recording it as live, so that there was no chance to repair anything.
Yeah. Do you think sometimes that's done too much?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, like I say, it can kind of, you can perfect something too much, it destroys the music. It's good to, most people's favourite records, they're not perfect, and no. It's the glimmers of perfection that make it, that make it magical.
Do you think jazz is in a good place at the moment?
Well, I think like any sort of niche market music, really, there are high times and low times. I think it's always exciting. There's always brilliant music about. But no, I think it's in a good place. I think people are very into live music, and maybe in this kind of X Factor world we live in, going to see people who don't fake it is kind of is sort of what it's all about, really. That it's the one sort of part of our art, if you like, that can't be tinkered with too much. You can't kind of you can't fake a live performance.
No, definitely not. You have many live dates this year coming up. Is that what you enjoy the most, performing live?
Well, I'm lucky. Yes, I get to do a lot of stuff. I do a bit of what you do. So I had 2 shows for another radio station.
I know the one.
So I love doing, I love doing a bit of presenting. I love writing. I very rarely get the chance to do it these days, but and I guess my real love is the live stuff. I really enjoy making records, but I guess I wanted to make this record this way because the temptation these days is to kind of perfect everything, and if you're not, if you're not careful, you can destroy the music. So I always go back to live performance. I think is my first love.
What's it like, the buzz of the crowd when you sing a song?
I mean, I love the kind of communication aspect between singer and audience. I'm not bothered about the clapping bit. It's very nice, don't get me wrong. It's nice to be, it's nice that people have enjoyed what they've come out to hear, but for me it's about the communication on stage with the guys I work with, who I love the pieces. That's what makes my job so enjoyable sometimes, because, running your own business, it might be the only chance you get to sing that week is actually going out to work and doing a gig. So I enjoy every concert, and I've always, my mantra is, you're only as good as your last gig. So I try and look after my voice, and I, make sure wherever possible that when I go out and sing, it's the best that I can be for the people who are coming to see it.
So when is the album out? When is it likely to be available?
Well, this is the thing. It's literally as soon as it's finished. So it will be, I'm hoping, like within a week.
Oh, great.
Oh, really, yeah.
You have to send me a copy.
Absolutely.
What's the name of the album?
It's taken from, the title track was written by Billy Joel in, I think it was 1983. It's called And So It Goes. Quite appropriate, really, because that was how it went. It was a kind of 2 days of really a simple approach to some beautiful songs, and I'm really proud of the results that we've got.
Well, we can't wait to hear them. Where are some of your favourite jazz venues where you've performed?
I like most of the places I've played. That tends to be the audience that makes that the case. I tend to favour, you can tell a mile off if a venue cares about its audience and the audience care about the venue. If the audience trust the bookers of the venue to put on stuff that they know they're going to like, and it might be things that they haven't heard of before, but they just trust that, they've had enough good times at that venue that they're going to enjoy themselves. Those venues are, that's the kind of, we try and work with as many people like that, because it's again, when you're kind of working in a niche market music, you need recommendations. You need people to say, oh, you've got to go and see these guys. They're brilliant, and the thing that I hear most often is, oh, I don't like jazz, but I like that. So it's kind of, it's breaking down barriers, because jazz is a very small word for a huge sound that can be so many different things to so many different people.
Yeah. I think some people are sometimes afraid of jazz, aren't they?
Yeah. In the same way that they're afraid of folk or country or whatever it might be, we perceive things in our heads, and actually these genres are much bigger than our perceptions. So, for jazz, are you thinking, oh, it's going to be something wildly, inaccessible, or are you thinking old blokes down the pub, playing trad jazz? I mean, it could be a million different things. I am a mainstream singer. I love pop music, and I tend to sing pop music regardless of whether it was written in 1890 or 1930 or 1960 or whatever it might be. I kind of use the jazz sort of flavour, if you like, and the way that I approach songs with the kind of harmony and sort of colours. But a good song is a good song, So I like to concentrate on the material.
Curtis Steiger, and we were saying the same thing, that it doesn't matter when it was recorded, it's still a great song, doesn't it?
That's it, yeah. I mean, on the last record, we did a celebration of the Great British Songbook, and the oldest song on there started life in, I think it was 1890 or 1887, and we sat that next to Snow Patrol's Chasing Cars, really to demonstrate that they're both folk songs. They're both pop songs, they are similar in their simplicity, and actually, they both stand up to this look.
Yeah, of course they do.